Hello, all of you salty fish out there, and how is it going today? My name is Czar, and welcome to SaltyFishGame, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Dear Esther, Landmark Edition. Now, this game is what some people would consider a walking sim. It is heavily emphasized on story and audio and visuals. And after playing Layers of Fear, which I got some pretty good feedback on that, I thought that it would be a fantastic idea to try out a similar style of game, because I am a huge fan of story and, save the single player and all that good stuff. So, with Dear Esther, you start as just a random dude who is on a desolate island who remembers a faint, fatal crash. No idea what that means. I have not looked into this game much at all. So from the brief glance I had at this game, all of the visuals are rather dark and creepy, and I'm not really sure if this is a horror game. There's some love aspects to it or whatnot, but I'm sure we'll find all of that out very soon. And I did see that apparently there are some ghosties lurking around this mysterious island. So I suppose, without further ado, let's jump into Dear Esther, Landmark Edition.
Dear Esther, I have lost track of how long I have been here, and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Not bad advice. You always want to know where you're going to fall to. Unless you're afraid of heights, I suppose. Ooh, I have a flashlight. That's good. One second, I'm going to turn down the sensitivity just a wee bit. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit better. Not as twitchy. Okay, so I don't know what I can interact with or even how... Ooh, I can zoom. I also don't have any feet, apparently. Oh. I don't exactly remember my organic chemistry. But I know those triangles with the H's are forward, I believe, and the dashed lines are backwards. I can't even think of that molecule right now. I'm on break. I don't need to think of organic chemistry right now. I'll save that for next semester. Pretty. Whoa, hello, birdie. Yeah, I don't think I should even be jumpy about those things, but I am anyway. Okay, well, that was fun. Oh, there's more fluorescent paint. What does it mean? What do it do? Can I... Oh. Man, every button is just zoom in. Why? Why does every button need to be zoom in? I'm playing on a controller, by the way, because I find that it is a lot less twitchy for me, and I'm more used to it. Unfortunately, I grew up as a console game player. I don't even know why I say unfortunately. I love console games. But anywho's, we're just going to keep moseying around these rocks to this beach. Man, these graphics really are very pretty. I mean, I knew this game was visually stunning, but I suppose I was not prepared for that much beauty. And a shopping basket. Sorry, hair is in my eye. I needs a haircut. Really, really badly. What is the purpose of meandering across this beach? Oh, music picked up. Wonder if that was a choice.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say. So you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found.
That's what babies
I began
do.
to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
It's a nifty drawing in the sand. Who did that? I thought I was the only one yonder. Apparently not. Fancy. Can I go out to sea? Can I go out
Dear
to...
Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
A tire. I also turned on the captions just so nobody would miss anything. And a car door. Huh. Whoa. Okay, I thought there was something looking at me over the edge of that cliff, but apparently it was just grass. So I'm a fool. Get out of my eyes, hair. And I have no idea. It looked like there was some sort of flashing when I stuck my face in the water. I don't know what that means, but I think that probably means death. And it doesn't look like there's anything over here, but I got narration, so let me meander around to try to figure out where to go. Alrighty, well there's nothing back there, so I suppose let's go up these rickety steps. Oh, look how the grass blows in and out of the rocks. Like the rocks aren't even there. It's so pretty. Ooh, there's a lighthouse in the distance. Was I just over there? Was that the place I came into? And how the heck did I just wake up on a dock? I mean, you feel like I should know how I would have gotten here, but I suppose that's part of the premise of this game. Do I has amnesia? And who is talking to me through these note narrations?
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out.
For
If
shame.
the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
Stolen book. Dying man. Yup.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
I don't know what that means. What kind of infection are you talking about? It's like someone was trying to build Stonehenge here. Hopefully it's not an infection like in Disturbed. Because, what the heck? What? There's a barbed wire right there. I can't get over it. I can't even jump.
We are not like Lot's wife, you and I. We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did. No tired old man parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
Some rather descriptive narration right there. It's figuratively dripping with immersion. So then, I suppose I keep moseying. Oh look, there's a boat. But they look like they didn't fare well.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Interesting. He was alive but passed through the boundary of life. Should I go in the cave or should I go next to Stonehenge? Let's do some spelunking. I feel the need to go cavern hopping.
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home.
No, it was already there.
I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
It looks like a face right there in the middle of that thing. Kinda creepy. Oh yeah, that's totally a face. I can see the eyes and the nose and the creepy mouth, and there is that chemical structure again. Huh. I don't know why it escapes me what that is, but I guess I'm just dumb. That's alright, I'll probably figure it out later, or this game will tell me. And who is using all of this fluorescent paint? Oh, that's a neuron with the... looks like a astrocyte. Yeah, astrocyte, I remember my biology. With the dendrite on the bottom and the axons. Something of that nature. Get over those rocks. Come on now. It'd be helpful if I could jump. Okay, well, this cave just looped. That's fun. I hear the gulls. The birdie birds. Oh, there's the birdie birds. Or a birdie bird. So that cave was rather interesting. Saw more fluorescent paint. Don't know who's doing that. It's probably me. Because I'm psycho nuts. Not to be confused with Psychonauts, which was an awesome game back in the day. I think they made a reboot of it. Something. And there's that blinking light in the distance. It seems to be rather prominent in a lot of the screenshots and trailers that I saw for this game.
I've become convinced I'm not alone here.
Me too.
Even though I'm equally sure it is simply a delusion brought upon by circumstance.
Probably.
I do not, for instance, remember where I found the candles, or why I took it upon myself to light such a strange pathway. Perhaps it is only for those who are bound to follow.
Seriously, who is talking? That must not be me, because there's no candles, there's no lit pathways. It's just a weird voice in my head. What is that off the... just more plants off the rocks. Anything significant about this? Oh, there's a book there. I'm going to go see that in a second, because this is, I think, where the car door and tire were. There's some narration over yonder. Or maybe I can just plummet to my death. Okay, yep, that's where the car door was. No one gonna say hi? Anybody gonna push me off if I turn around? No? Okay, good. Good to know. That wind sounds really realistic. Sounds like it's just right in my ear. Ooh, what is this? Unit 3 Chemistry. I knew there was some chemistry and what appears to be some sort of holy book. I don't think I can mosey up there. Man, this scenery is really pretty. Thoroughly enjoying the visuals, and the audio is rather good too. The wind and the grass noises. Narration's pretty good too. Pretty solid voice actor right there. This seems a bit foreboding. I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen to me. Another drop. Ooh. Loading.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Here's my eye again. What location are you looking for? I have so many questions and very few answers thus far, but I'm sure all will be revealed to me in the future. Did I just see something? I swore I just saw something just standing right there. Was that a spooky specter? I think that's probably where I'm supposed to go down, but I want to explore up here a bit. I swore there was somebody standing like right here, just like staring me down. I'm not crazy. You guys can rewind this if you don't believe me. I bet it was there. What's that? Blinking light. It's a buoy, I think.
I've begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
Doing a little bit of it. Oh. What? What does that say? And neither did he eat nor drink. Oh, it's just the power tower. I don't know. I feel like that's a passage. I swore I heard something breathing. Ooh, look at those sun rays. That's so pretty. I'm getting so distracted. Oh, I'm supposed to go this way. Feel like that neither did he eat nor drink is somehow significant. And what bones of a holy man were you trying to find, and why? I mean, if he's at rest, just leave him at rest. Otherwise, he's gonna haunt this place and nibble on my bones. Oh. Yeah, I keep thinking I see things. Just out of the corner of my eye, but they're probably not there. I'm probably going as crazy as the main character. Interesting boat noises. Sounds like water is rippling off of the boat, which is exactly what's happening. Good job on these noises. Great ambiance. Immersive and makes me feel like I'm standing next to a cold clunker. What's in here? Well, alrighty then. Never mind. Can I get onto the boat? Can I touch the butt? Anything in there? No? Hello? Okay. Somebody's gonna miss all these parcels and packages. I really wish I could sprint. It would help my advancement in this game immensely. No? Okay, I don't think I can get on top of this. Maybe this ship was dropping off all of this fluorescent paint. Why, there's just cans of it all over the place. Alright, so I suppose I can't do anything with the butt, so let's mosey over this way to the other butt, right there. And nor did he eat nor drink. Neither did he eat nor drink, right? Yeah, and neither did he eat nor drink. Ooh. Oh, that's...
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Hermits as in crabs? Or hermits as in people who don't have homes? I don't know. Huh, interesting. I haven't seen any hermit crabs. Doesn't mean they're not there, though. These videos are probably going to be about a half an hour, I think. Yeah, probably. And I'll try to get to significant parts and not just end it randomly.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
It's a bit eccentric and excessive. I doubt your kidney stones grew into an island. I mean, it may have felt that way, because I've heard kidney stones are not pleasant. And that's a big hole in the ground. Probably should go down there and check it. There's a house over the distance. Let's go see this hole real quick, though. And there's probably going to be a bunch of bats that fly out of it that are going to scare the poop out of me.
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
It's not my first thought. Huh. It's a very deep hole. I wonder what would happen if I jumped in. I don't think I'm gonna jump in. I saw water at the bottom, but I'd rather not. I don't know if there's a checkpoint system in this game, and I don't know if I'm ready to make the commitment to turn the story in that direction. Because, yeah, I don't even know if I can die in this game. Huh. Oh, no. Ooh.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
But I'm looking up, not down. Down is the other way. Down is behind me. Got that flashlight. It's not a candle. That's definitely a flashlight. Ooh. Whoa. Somebody did some surgery in here. Huh. I hope that surgery went well. Okay, nothing there. Other than a bloody pan with some surgical utensils. Oh, this is interesting. This really is a beautiful game. What is it? That is a baby grave. That's a baby grave if I ever saw one. That's not big enough to be a big person grave. It's kind of sad. Who's baby? Who was at this island before I? almost have a feeling that this entire wind slope, as the narration described it, is kind of a graveyard. I would be very inclined to believe that this side is a graveyard. In which case, there's a
The
lot
bothy
of
was
people.
constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
What was he doing with the goats to catch a disease from them? I don't think I even want to know. Ew. That looks like a fire was there. Oh look, it's... That is not the same chemical symbols that I saw earlier. A little bit similar, but a little bit different as well. Alright, let's look through this house here real quickly. Such pretty music. So pretty. Oh boy, more paint. What is that? It's a squid. It looks like a squid. Sad-faced squid, but a squid. Hello. Can I come in? Are you gonna be pissed if I come in?
When the
No?
oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
That picture I just looked at on the table was definitely a sonogram, so I'm firmly believing that that grave I saw earlier was a baby grave. And somebody tried to leave, but couldn't. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, how birdie. What is that? There's a candle off in the distance. Huh. What do that mean? And boxes. Well then. Alright. So, I am about at time, so I suppose we will have to find out what that candle in the distance is next time. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button down below and follow us, subscribe to the channel, and become a salty fish yourself. And I will be picking up this game in the very near future. I'm already pretty intrigued about it. The sound is awesome, as I've been saying throughout the entire video. The visuals are just beautiful, and I'm very excited to continue it. So, until next time, everybody out there, my name is Czar, and this is Salty Fish Game, and all of you salty fish out there, stay salty, and we will be back in the very near future.